Hi, my name's Brianna Fair, and I'm going to teach you guys about Buddhism today. I was assigned Buddhism, but I was actually pretty excited about it because I'm not really a religious person, but I've been told on multiple occasions that if I were a religious person, I would probably most relate to Buddhism. So learning about it, I actually did find that I relate to Buddhism quite well. So let's get started. So what is Buddhism? The founder of Buddhism religion is Buddha Sakyamuni, who was born as a royal prince in 624 BC, what is now known as Nepal, India. In his early years, he did live in the palace as a prince, but at 29, he retired to the forest where he grew his understanding of spiritual life. After 6 years living in the forest, he attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, India, and Buddhism began. To continue, Buddha gave 84,000 teachings, and through these teachings, he hoped to alleviate suffering permanently. He taught a life of peace, loving kindness, and wisdom that swept through all of Asia and ultimately worldwide now today. Buddha taught methods for gradually overcoming our negative minds, such as anger, jealousy, and ignorance. Overcoming these led to developing our positive minds of lasting peace and happiness. And I took this quote just offline because I really liked it, because it says, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your unguarded thoughts." So Buddha more thought that the person itself was more important than the rest of society, that if you take care of yourself first, you can then take care of society, which I like. So he coined the term the Four Noble Truths, and that's kind of what his entire religion is based upon. It was accepting the Four Noble Truths, which is what Buddhism is that life is suffering. Suffering arises from attachment to desires. Suffering ceases when attachment of desire ceases. And freedom from suffering is possible by following the middle way. And I'll talk about the middle way more so in the next slide, but the middle way is the central philosophy of the Buddhist religion. So what is the middle way? The middle way is the central idea of Buddhism, which encourages people to live in the present and to practice acceptance of others. This idea very closely resembles the idea of cosmopolitanism, which we have learned as the idea of you must accept everyone as they are, not as you wish they would be. This acceptance, in line with Buddhism, needs to start at yourself and work outwards. So this idea, instead of focusing on a central God or someone who is worshipped, it more focuses on the individual and working on improving your own mindset through meditation. Meditation is the method for understanding and working on your own mind and is at the heart of Buddhism. So prevalence of Buddhism. Buddhism is the world's fourth largest religion with an estimated 350 million people worldwide. There are many subdivisions or sects within Buddhism, but most can be classified into three major branches. Theravada, which is the way of the elders, Mahayana, which is the greater vehicle, or Viharana, diamond vehicle. So connecting sociology and Buddhism, I tried to just make it really kind of straightforward. So I took a couple of the sociological ideas that were mentioned and then tried to relate it to the Buddhist idea. So as far as social deviance goes, far more people worldwide practice Christianity and Islam, so practicing Buddhism could be considered by some as deviant, even though it still is the fourth largest. In retrospect, compared to Christianity and Islam, there's so many more people practicing those religions. So as far as culture goes, because Buddhism originated in Asia, it's considered to be part of the Asian culture, especially in India. A lot of people practice in India, and it's regarded as their gold standard of religion. So marriage in Buddhist tradition, because Buddhism focuses on the individual, views of marriage are very liberal, and marriage is personal and not a religious duty, which I found really interesting because in a lot of religions, like Catholicism and Christianity, it's very much a religious ceremony. In Buddhism, it's not so much. So race and ethnicity. Although Buddhism originated in India, according to the World Atlas, believers account for 46.4% of the world's Buddhist population, which is pretty big number. And these are my references. Thank you so much for listening, and hope you guys learned a little bit about Buddhism.